British values in the prevention of hate crime, discrimination, extremism and radicalisation. What are British values? The British Council states that Britain is a modern and thriving society with a long and illustrious history. Despite some concerns, we as a nation are proud of welcoming migrants who add to the diversity and dynamism of our lives. British society is founded on fundamental values and principles which all those living in the UK should respect and support. These values are reflected in the responsibilities, rights and privileges of being a British citizen or a permanent resident of the UK. They are based on history and traditions and are protected by law, customs and expectations. There is no place in British society for extremism or intolerance. Why is Britain considered to be such an ideal place to live? When you have lived in Britain for a considerable amount of time, you become infatuated by the downsides. You do not realise the incredibly detailed infrastructure and the vast amounts of money that the government implement into ensuring that you can live a desirable, free and civilised life. When migrants come to Britain, the vast majority do not come to sponge off the system. They come to better themselves, to learn English and escape persecution, unemployment and privatisation. All these things are provided by Britain, a safe and stable country, in contrast to the crumbling infrastructures in Syria and Greece, for example. What is the Equality Act? A new Equality Act came into effect on the 1st of October of 2010. The Equality Act is the best way to protect and implement British values. It brought together a vast amount of separate legislation and combined them into one individual act. In doing so, it ensures that there are no loopholes in legislation and all types of racism, extremism, discrimination and hate crimes become illegal under any circumstances. The main benefits are that it protects individuals from unfair treatment and promotes a fair and more equal society.
Discrimination. Nelson Mandela said, "No one is born to hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate. If they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. All human beings have the right to be treated equally regardless of our race, ethnicity, nationality, class, caste, religion, belief, sex, language, sexual orientation, gender identity, age, health, or other status. If anyone treats someone differently simply because of who they are, what they believe, what their skin color, that is called discrimination. Discriminating someone is denying someone's human rights." In 2010, to make things fair for everyone, Britain brought together and uploaded a wide range of laws that was passed since 1970s into one place as an Equality Act 2010. Everyone in Britain is protected from unlawful behavior by the Equality Act. Under the Act, the protected characteristics are age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage and civil partnership, pregnancy and maternity, race, religion and belief, sex, sexual orientation. People can be discriminated by so many different ways, such as direct discrimination, indirect discrimination, harassment, and victimization. Direct discrimination is treating people to look at their skin color or religion. Indirect discrimination is making rules or arrangement to protect someone or to give someone unfair advantage. Harassment is to protect someone unwanted behavior that violates someone's integrity, someone's dignity, or creates an offensive environment for them. Victimization is treating someone unfairly because they are complaining about discrimination or harassment. To prevent being discriminated, people can take some steps such as complain directly to the person or organization use someone else to help you sort it out, or you can make a claim in court or tribunal. Discrimination is if you consider someone less than you, and discrimination is a crime. Discrimination is the seed of racism.
A definition of racism, which is directly from the Oxford Dictionary, is prejudice, discrimination or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior. 43% of racism happens at school. This happens because of how different people look, the race that some people are, what they eat and how they dress. They are made to feel different from other students and that they don't belong. Racism can happen in different ways, such as name-calling, physical abuse and taunting. 33% of racism happens online. Others can send threatening messages, abusive emails through social media sites like Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. This could be about anything to how someone is dressed, how people speak or the colour of a person's skin. What some people call banter, others would find harmful and racist.
Hate crime. There are a number of types of hate crimes: disability, race, religion, transgender identity and sexual orientation. Hate crimes are malicious incidents which are committed by one or more people because they do not agree on an individual's identity. This can be assault, criminal damage or sexual assault. Their motivations for hate crime can be a number of things, such as assaulting a vulnerable individual because they don't agree on their sexual orientation. In May 2013, two Islamist men drove a car directly at Lee Rigby, which happened yards away from a primary school in Woolwich. They then brutally attacked him with knives and machetes. The two men was motivated by the Al-Qaeda ideology. After running Lee Rigby down with the car, mutilating him so badly that he had to be identified by dental records, and pulling his body into the road, they stayed at the scene and encouraged people to take photos with their mobile phones. After this incident, another male was racially motivated to attack a man of Asian origin because of the Lee Rigby attack. This resulted in a man being followed into a supermarket where he was attacked from behind with a claw hammer and a 30cm long machete in front of shoppers and children.
Extremism is the fact of someone having beliefs that most people think are unreasonable and unacceptable. And radicalisation is to make someone more radical in their political or religious beliefs. This happens because people get involved with extremism as they may have a lack of identity or belonging, insecurity, defending their own culture, way of life or beliefs, being pressured or bullied by other people such as friends, family, and being radicalised by extremist groups or wanting retaliation. The people who encourage others to become involved in extremism usually target the most vulnerable, who are then made to believe that by getting involved in extremism and by carrying out violence or a criminal act will earn them respect. An example of extremist groups include the English Defence League, ISIS, Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. These groups carry out a number of activities such as producing propaganda on social media to influence people, holding public demonstrations and marches, and also promoting conflict and killing innocent people. An example of an extremist attack that took place within England was the London bombings. It happened on the 7th of July 2005, and the extremist group which carried out this attack were Muslim extremists. There were 4 men and their target was London's transport system. 4 bombs went off in total, 3 on the London Underground and 1 on a bus. There were 52 people killed and over 770 people injured.
How can we prevent discrimination? Discrimination still remains to be a serious problem within the UK. In the past year, crime rate has increased by 15%. All violence is a matter of concern. Violence that also denies the humanity of its subjects, destroys relationships between communities and corrupts our ability to function together as a society in cause of even greater concern. As humans, we are constantly judging our peers on their identity, whether that might be race, gender, sexuality, disability, religion, beliefs or marital status. This is a continuous cycle that happens in every day all around Britain. With the power of social media and how strong people use Twitter and Facebook, and reporting large numbers of hatred, racial abuse and discrimination across Twitter and Facebook, we do not need to control people, but to inform and educate them. on the truth about the biased misconceptions of discrimination and to persuade people to take a step back from social media groups and pressure groups. Crucial to the success tackling racist crimes and discrimination is the need for a strong leadership from the central government to focus on the presentation approach. Education is the key. To help prevent these situations, youth services and local authorities should budget to provide adequate resources for youth work that aims to challenge the racist and discrimination attitudes and of the racist violence. Current work is being carried out to challenge attitudes to prevent this sort of discrimination. While many sectors of practice and policies are directly or indirectly involved with the tackling racist violence and discrimination hatred through challenging people's attitudes, their effort are not being maximised or widely shared and the support is surprisingly scarce given the high scale of the problem.
With this being said, the government have put in place a 3-year plan to help prevent racism within communities, education sectors and potentially all of Britain. Over the next 3 years, the campaign will ask organisations to commit to the campaign and develop their own anti-racism activities, ask individuals to become part of a community of people who are committed to leading by example, offer advice and assistance to supporters in implementing their anti-racism activities, develop materials to assist in the promotion of anti-racism messages, develop education tools for a range of audiences, share good practice examples for us to learn from and build on.
We as independent people can also take a stand to racism and help prevent this. Tactics might include setting up support groups, social media pages, campaigning and talking to our communities. Additionally, helping others to understand between what is right and what is wrong. We do not have control to people, but to simply educate them. Hopefully with the help from our government, anti-discrimination groups and our own direct action, we can work towards zero tolerance on racism and create unity within our nation. We hope this group presentation has given the class an insight into the current discrimination controversy and the preventive steps that can be taken to reduce it. Thank you.
Well done.